Basically, I give the best lecture on narcissism you've ever heard in your life. So, just get ready. All right. You know, coexisting disorders certainly are not new. And we've had them for centuries, actually. And if we had known about mindfulness, if mindfulness was more mainstream, then we wouldn't have fairy tales that turned out the way they turned out. When I talk about coexisting disorders, if we had mindfulness, we wouldn't have Snow White running away from a narcissistic stepmother, surrounding herself with small asexual little men. Each of these men with a major flaw, and they're named that way, aren't they? Dopey, sleepy, grumpy. And tragically, you know, she waits for some necrophile in the woods, some man. We wouldn't be having that. And we wouldn't be having stories like Snow White to escape her clinically interesting family. Completely unembodied, runs out and finds some guy to marry. And this guy loves her desperately and forgets to get her name and address, develops a shoe fetish. She winds up, I mean, you know, it's tragic. It's tragic that we haven't had this concept before. Now, my goal in the time we have here is to provide you with some ideas, some techniques or suggestions on how to incorporate mindfulness into your own practice with challenging clients like Narcissus. I know Marcia was here and spoke about borderline personality, but also to use some of the mindfulness techniques for ourselves. Some would say that to use narcissism and mindfulness in the same sentence, shall we say, is strange, rare, and peculiar. However, it's precisely using some of these mindfulness techniques that allows that hard soil of arrogance, of grandiosity to soften. Narcissists believe in their stories, don't they? It's not that they think they're making it up, they believe it's a reality. And hopefully, through a couple of the techniques I'll show you today, I've had some success in allowing narcissists or encouraging narcissists to catch their stories. To catch their stories and come into more of a grounded reality of their felt sense and who they are. For narcissists, I believe there's 7 major skill areas to focus on when treating a narcissist. And the first is mindfulness. The second is, of course, interpersonal effectiveness, emotional regulation, the self-soothing techniques, and for some of these, CBT can be used, EMDR can be used, but you know, whatever techniques you use, they're all valuable. What matters is how we show up in the room. Because none of these techniques matter a darn. And if a horse can tell that the human being riding it is going to ride it into the wall, another human being can tell when we're not in the room with them. And so some of these skill areas, like, for instance, the capacity to be included and tolerate being excluded, tolerating the loss of omnipotence and the grief and the loss of dreams that go with that, and the ability to experience gratitude. And narcissists, I believe, the road to experiencing gratitude is using mindfulness.